So I broke my book buying ban, but no, there's no excuses. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I'm actually collect some of the Penguin Deluxe editions of books that I want to read. If there's a Penguin Deluxe edition for that book, I'll get that edition as opposed to any other one. And I found Frankenstein, and I think it's gorgeous. It's a little bent because of the way here, but it's like a little comic book, and I think that is so cool. I think that is so cool. I'm so in love with these editions. I love the deckled edges, I think they're called. These kind of edges, I really like them. But yeah, so this is the Frankenstein edition. So I actually recorded this earlier and forgot to hit record. So I actually have a quick book haul. Buying ban, schmuck schmang schman, you know? You know what I mean? I actually just decided to not buy certain big purchases, and so I gave myself the freedom to buy more books. So the first books, you know. The first books that I actually got is The Great Expectations by Charles Dickinson. And if you actually saw, I think literally the last vlog that I posted, I was talking about how I had already ordered it and they sent me the wrong edition, but it's okay because that edition's also nice. Well, turns out that there is a deluxe edition for The Great Expectations, and I went ahead and bought it. So now I have 2 copies, which is okay by me. I really don't care, which leads me to my next book, which is at the bottom of this. I bought The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway in the public deluxe edition as well. I actually already own a copy of this one too, but I prefer this edition. This one is going to be in my TBR though. Well, actually, yeah, these are all going to be added to my TBR shelf, so I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, the next book that came in the earlier box is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kilmer. In one of my earlier vlogs, I also said that I'm not a big fan of hardcover books. However, I think this book looks better than in hardcover than in paperback. So there are a few exceptions, and this is one of them. Yes, this is a nonfiction about indigenous wisdom and the teaching of plants, and it's a subject that I've always been interested in. And I saw Allie from Allison Pages read this in one of her vlogs a couple years ago, and I've been meaning to get to this book, so I'm glad that I finally own a copy. And the next book is actually in Spanish. It's called Arráncame la Vida by Ángeles Mastretta, and I personally forgot what it's about, but I know it's a romance. I couldn't find the English translation for this novel, so I decided to just go ahead and get it in Spanish, and it's actually going to be one of the first books that I read in Spanish, so I want to take on this challenge head on. I'm very fluent when it comes to speaking it and I can understand it. I'm just a little rusty when it comes to reading and writing it, so I want to start practicing and getting better at that, and so I decided with this novel. Could I have picked something easier? Yes, probably, but this has been in my cart for a really long time, and I might have a lot of free time next semester, so I figured I could start with this. So these are the new ones well, these aren't books, I just got some more display shelves. These are the next books. I just realized these are both hardcovered, and that's okay. It'd be like that sometimes. This next book is Woman Eating by Claire Coda, and I've heard that this falls under the category of unhinged women. Sorry, and that's one of my favorite genres, so I wanted to read this so I could read this for November. Just something about the cover just screams November to me. I can't wait. And what caught my attention is the fact that Ruth Ozeki, another author that I really like, is quoted on here, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, this cover is beautiful, so it's definitely one that I'm going to be displaying. And yes, this is definitely going to be in my it's another vampire book, but this is definitely going to be in my November TBR. I might start with this one since it's another vampire book, who knows. And my last book for today, for this clip, is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Aweki Amezi. And I love their book Freshwater. And it kind of frustrates me that the death of Vivek Oj is the one that is being like author of, you know? Their first novel, Freshwater, is actually on my favorite shelf. Transformed me in a wonderful, beautiful way. Great, great book. I DNF'd and unhauled. I DNF'd and unhauled because I just don't even want to give it a second chance, to be honest. The death of Vivek OG, OG. But when I saw what this book was about, I really wanted to give them a second chance. So I picked it up. I don't have high hopes, but this is my second chance for them because I loved Freshwater and I really wanted to follow their work. And also the cover's really pretty too, so that's fine. Hello. So today is Saturday and I really wanted to try to finish Dracula today, but because I ended up taking 2 days of break last week and my thesis due tomorrow, I decided to pick up Chlorine by Jade Song to read in between my little breaks that I take while in between my writing. And this is the book club book for Allison Pages, so it's actually a good thing that I'm picking this up now because the discussion Discord place, it's about to open soon, and it's also really small, so I should be able to finish it and then get back to Dracula. I've learned that breaking up spaces like that kind of makes reading classics a lot faster. I know I did say that I was gonna have like themed weeks, but because of so much time that my thesis has taken up, I'm kind of mood reading at this point. I can't really read like specific things, so I did pick up We've Always Lived in the Castle, but I couldn't read another classic while still reading a classic, so that's why I'm switching to Chlorine. So now I'm going to my lunch break and I'm going to read while I am. I just got a new microphone, so I hope this works out. Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Laura, and I make videos about returning to my hobbies that I had to drop because of undiagnosed ADHD burnout. So I finally finished Dracula. And I am very disappointed. I realized that I've only ever gotten to, because it was like a half reread, half new read, right? And I realized that I've only ever gotten to the part where they kill Lucy. Everybody is introduced to Mina. Like, that's about it. This whole time, because of media, movies are a lie. This whole time I thought that Dracula somehow ended up making Mina fall in love with him and they were in love and everything like that. So as I was nearing the end, I was waiting for something like that because, I mean, I love the idea that, you know, she's married and all of a sudden she's in love with this monster, right? And I was waiting for it and it never came, and now I'm so disappointed. I mean, okay, overall, great book. If you haven't read this classic, I 100% recommend it. Even the ending was really good. Just don't have that expectation like I did. I will say though that the pacing is a little slow at times, and Dr. Van Helsing's monologues, I guess you could say, I think a lot of his speeches could be cut either completely out of the book or at least be a little shorter, because the man loves to talk. But overall, it was a really fun read. I'm glad that I actually finally made it to the end of the book, and it is something that I would reread for sure. I wish the ending was a little more fleshed out, just because I feel like it was very rushed, but overall good. Don't expect any romance between Mina and Dracula. I guess I should have done my research a little better within that subject. So, as you guys have seen in my last clip, I tried picking up Chlorine by Jade Song, but I actually kind of had to DNF it only because I'm a big mood reader, and I wasn't really in the mood to read that much of a disgusting girl book. She had really explicit scenes of like her getting her first period, and I get wanting to be edgy and, you know, girls are nasty and everything like that, but I feel like that was just getting a little too like, I wasn't grossed out, but just a little like, okay, I get it, periods are bad, you know? So it's a soft DNF for now, just because I wanted something different. Ironically, I picked up, again, this is inverted because I need to be able to see myself. I did pick up Girls Against God by Jenny Havel, who wrote Paradise Lost, and I haven't read Paradise Rot. I haven't read Paradise Rot, but I heard it was very interesting, especially with a certain interest in bodily fluids, if you know what I mean. And this, unfortunately, is also a soft DNF. I don't want to completely give it up right now, but it is Halloween, so I kind of want to focus on horror books, or at least like creepy thriller books, and this does have creepy elements to it. Like the one chapter, people decided to game over themselves. So that was kind of creepy, but overall it's like very experimental and also very girls are gross kind of thing. This is definitely doing it a lot better than how Chlorine is, but it's still too experimental for me to want to read at the moment. So I might revisit this and Chlorine in December. I am planning on doing a reading vlog where I give DNFs a second chance by the end of the year, and so this goes on that list basically. So what I've picked up after Dracula is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and I'm only 30 pages in, and it's doing it for me. It is exactly what I wanted. It's already kind of like, ooh, suspenseful thriller type situation, so I'm hoping that it doesn't turn around in the end to something that I don't like. So yeah, those are my quick reading up. Es viernes y el cuerpo lo sabe. It is the beginning of a new break for me, thank God, because it's the Friday before Halloween. So I'm going to enjoy myself. So for a reading update, I finished The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. And as I mentioned earlier in this vlog, it was doing it for me. It was a fun thriller to read. Was not expecting the 3 different twists that happened within the book, especially the last one within the last 30 pages. I really didn't think it was going to end like all nicely tied up, because it was so like last minute, but it worked. I enjoyed my time reading it. I don't have any clips of it, but I was getting to the twists in the middle of the night, Wednesday night. It was just so funny. I could just imagine myself because I just kept going, what? No. And yeah, it was a really fun time. And I think I'm gonna pick up more Riley Sager books, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So since I'm done with Riley with that book, I actually picked up A House of Haunting Hill. As you guys saw, I've been wanting to watch the show, but I really wanted to read the book before I watched the show, or watched any of the movies from the 50s, which I'm about halfway through that one, and I think that is also going to be my last book of the month. So I will most likely have a reading wrap-up video that comes out either after this vlog or after my next video that I have planned out. And those are the updates from this vlog, I guess. I don't know. This is the end of this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it because I very much enjoyed making it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!